Now I want to go and check out my beach. So if you want to come for a walk with me down to the beach, let's go. Lots of weeds here, and I don't like weeds, so we're going to be trying to spray as many as we can out anyway. It's a bit of a dust bowl here at the moment. We haven't had much rain. We might be getting some later this week, which would be nice because everything is just dried out majorly. I did buy this Gold Acres 100 litre tow behind sprayer. It's got a 3 sprayer boom on the back. Spraying's definitely not my favourite thing to do, because if you're doing it properly, you're probably wearing a lot of PPE. You've got to make sure the weather's right in terms of there's not too much wind, which there has been tons of here at the moment. It's been super windy. This is one of the more still days that we've had lately. And then you're playing with chemicals, and if you do it safely, you're going to be fine. But I'd prefer not to do it, but it's a necessary evil here. I do have a broadleaf herbicide to spray down here to take care of the weeds that have already emerged. We've also got a pre-emergent herbicide that's going to stop new stuff from germinating, or stop that process of germination. That does need to be watered in though, and on this scale, I'm obviously not going to be wasting the tank water, watering it in, so I'm going to have to check out the weather and try and align that up. So we don't just deplete our tanks. First thing I'm going to do though, I'm going to put some water in this, and I'll try and measure out 100 square meters. Then I'll go over it with the water and calculate or measure how much liquid water it uses over that 100 square meters, and then I can then calculate for larger areas how much mix I need. First thing we need to do though is get this thing powered, because you've got to hook it up to the battery. We've got the AS Motor Sherpa here, the 940 Sherpa. We're just going to be towing it around. That is our tow vehicle for today. I'm hoping I can just casually, the battery's just under there, I'm hoping I can casually get the positive and negative terminals. We can, how good's that? Gets us access. Right away, wind's starting to pick up. I feel like the only time it's still here is first thing in the morning. It's only like not even 9 o'clock yet, but it was perfectly still 10 minutes ago. Now the breeze has started to pick up, and obviously that's not ideal when you're spraying, because you're going to get drift, and that's less than ideal. Whoop. Well, it works. Seems to work. These kookaburras are very loud. They're very pretty though. Bit annoying when they do it first thing in the morning. Look, there's 2 there. Such a cool bird. Oh. Now, as always, this is not a tutorial, but anyway, I've come out 5 meters from the shed there. You can see the little jug there. And conveniently, the shed slab is about 20 meters long. So I guess I just have to cover this bit, which is 100 square meters, 5 meters by 20, unless I'm missing something. See how much liquid it uses in that. Then we can work out our calculations from there. Okay, so this is 15 litres, this bucket. Please don't spill everywhere. Please don't spill everywhere. Oh, that's great for calculations. It's always going to happen. I might put 2 of these in, so we start with 30 litres. I'll put a little extra in the next one to allow for spillage. There wasn't that much. Free pour! Whoops. Like I said, not a tutorial. Now, I confidently calculated we lost 1.5 litres there. Extremely confidently. So we had 30 litres-ish of water. Yeah, all these nozzles are slightly tilted at, I don't know, 15 degrees or something. Maybe they're meant to be like that. I just assumed they'd all be, don't know. Hopefully this works. All right, so this has a on-off switch. That won't work, will it? No. Has an on-off switch on the machine, and I guess I don't want it spraying all the time. So I haven't used one of these before, but I assume maybe if I guess I can put the earth on and off. It's getting all primed up. There we go. So that's how we'll turn it on and off, because I can't turn this thing on a dime either. We are spraying now, maybe a little early. Well, that's cool. There we go. So this was the bit here where I was reading the label, which is a very important thing to do. These products are made in a specific way, in specific ratios. Just don't go free pouring this stuff. So make sure you read it, make sure you follow all the safety instructions for all this sort of stuff. I'm just using a broadleaf herbicide here. Bottom line, be careful. So I'm all ready to spray, but there are lots and lots of leaves on the ground, and I figure it's pointless spraying leaves with herbicide, so I figured I'd pick some of them up first. So yeah, I thought it'd be interesting. I use these things separately all the time, never back to back. So I kind of want to see how each goes at picking up these leaves. I suspect, and this is just from my early use with it, the Ego probably won't perform as well because it has you can control the blade speed. Well, which I have it on the highest speed there. I haven't tried it a lot in thick grass, but I feel it still ramps up from there. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't feel that is full RPM full time. So because of that, I suspect that there just won't be as much lift, but I could be wrong. So yeah, this is the Ego commercial mower. It's been out for a couple of months here in Australia. And the Old Faithful here, Massport contractor, both self-propelled commercial mowers. One's powered by battery, one's internal combustion. There's a lot to like about both of them, but I do want to see how they perform side by side. We might start with the Ego. All right, 4 passes there. That did a little better than I expected. We do have very dry and dusty conditions here. Time for the contractor. Okay, what did we learn here? Very little. I feel both, I don't know how it looks on camera, but I feel both did a pretty similar job. Both bagged pretty well. I still can't get over the internal combustion, the petrol equipment. It sounds like it's more effective because you hear it, it's louder, you can feel the vibrations more. So it kind of feels like it's working more. So it's very hard to get yourself away from that mindset and just look at it objectively as how it finishes the job. I think both look pretty equal in this very small experiment. Might give them a bit more of a go. Whew, okay. I just mowed probably 1,500 square meters. Yeah, most of the leaves gone. Looks so much better. You can see how dusty it is. I probably did 90% of it with this, only because the Massport ran out of fuel, but you know, it'd be the same if it was the other way around. If this ran out of battery and the other thing was, and the Massport was there, I would have used that for the whole thing. But what's it got left? Oh God. So we're just out of battery, actually. Gone red now, so whew. It had about 3 bars on it out of the 5 when I started. Obviously it's not working extremely hard because we're more using it as a vacuum. It didn't really have to push through the grass. But yeah, that's a dirty workout. So this is something that may be overkill for a lot of homeowners. Unless you're like a premium machine, it's a very heavy machine. Very similar in weight to you know, a commercial self-propelled petrol mower. I'm looking forward to testing it in some thick and heavy stuff because you know, we've gone through winter, it's been weeds, but hopefully we get a bit of rain and it starts to green up a bit, get some more leaf, but I will be taking it out hopefully on some thick and lush stuff. So we're ready to go. I've got some blue marker dye in here to try and see where I have sprayed and haven't sprayed. This could be all over the place. It most likely will. But no one was amazing at anything first try. I mean, some people probably were, but... That worked pretty well. The calculations seemed to be fine. That was the area I was expecting to cover, so that's definitely positive. Obviously the big test will be weeds dying off, but yeah, it was probably easier than hand spraying, especially with the dye. The dye definitely helped because I can't go in a straight line to save my life unless I have a bit of a guide, which I did. That's only one section though. That's the main section, but then there's all these areas here that need to be cleaned up and sprayed as well. So much work. Right now I want to go and check out my beach. So if you want to come for a walk with me down to the beach, let's go. The reason I want to do that is I haven't been down for a couple of weeks just because we've been busy, but I plan to be able to get water from the beach to irrigate. And because it hasn't rained for about a month, I'm curious to see if the level of the creek has dropped off at all, because I'm going to have to get a pump, and obviously that pump's going to be in use when it's dry, and if it's really dry and there's no water, it kind of defeats the purpose. But ooh, the chances of seeing a snake along here now are much higher. I thought it wise to maybe get my snake gaiters on. I don't know. I mean, it's just so crispy here. Every step you take sounds like something's crawling at you. In my overgrown lawn videos, heaps of people ask, aren't you worried about snakes? And I'm generally not, because I feel like they're afraid of the machines. I feel like that scares them away. So I don't really see them, but you know, along a bush track with quite dense bush, I feel like it's probably more likely to see one here. But at least if I see one, I'll be able to show you. So there's quite a drop off here, which makes it an interesting walk. I'll show you a couple of my favourite little features. So many massive old trees have just fallen down, and I could cut that up, but I don't know, like the look of it. A little bit of termite action here. Termite mound. Then you've got this glorious looking dead tree that looks like it was burnt at some stage. And the termites have got to it. This one here though, I did need to make an example of. Another massive fallen tree. Even though it's warm today, it's quite a nice temperature in here because there's so much vegetation. It's nice and shaded, so it makes for quite a nice walk. the debris here from when it floods, and it just throws all this tree debris just gets thrown downstream, gets caught up in the trees. So much of it. Spooked the deer. I'm not sure which way they went. Let's see if we can find them. So we do have wild deer here, and they love it. Obviously would love the creek. They're actually declared a pest though, so people are allowed to shoot them. So they're very skittish whenever people are around. I don't know if you can see it. It would be just around there. There's a little water. It just ran from down there to over there in 3 seconds. There we go, it just moved. I mean, I'm not actually showing you any of this wildlife, so I could say there's anything here, and I guess you'd just have to believe me. And we're almost at the beach. So this is the beach. I don't know that you'd want to swim in it, and some people may just call it a creek, but I might sunbake down here, so I'm going to call it a beach. You can see the damage from the floods previously. So much erosion, so much stuff's been washed away. So many trees are down in the creek. The main reason I came down here today was to check the level of water, and it seems pretty consistent with how it was over the cooler months. It might have dropped a little bit. I'm sure though, with extended periods of heat and no rain, it would drop rather quickly. That's what I think anyway. We will monitor it though. Anyway, that's enough playing on the beach. Probably time to go and have some lunch. Craig, what have we got, Nicole?
We've got a really nice Baker's Delight.
Really nice. I'm the judge of that. You tell me what the food is, and then I tell you if it's really nice.
Well, it looks beautiful. Turkish roll with some fresh ham, tomato, cheese, ricotta, beetroot relish.
We have a roll. It does look delightful, I will say that. The reason I am showing you my lunch, though, is I'm also having a coffee with, this arrived this week, my Ember cup. You may notice there's a little light at the bottom there. And the reason for that, this is a heated cup, so I can have my coffee and get to the bottom. I'm a little bit slow when I drink my coffee, and sometimes I get to like the bottom third of it and it's like stone cold and I'm just disappointed. Yeah, exactly. Jinx. So yeah, this, you can set the temperature. I think I've got it about 57 degrees or something. Keeps it nice and warm.
So now you can get distracted and your coffee's still hot.
I will say they're not very cheap. I think I looked, this one is $180 or something, so definitely not a cheap item, but it does feel like it's built well. It does feel like quality.
It does feel sturdy.
Sturdy. It's what you want in a cup.